Hello and welcome everyone to another story from your channel True Crime Stories. Today's case is very interesting case. It is interesting and quite strange case. It is started when the police got a call from a person telling them to come to a restaurant, a specific restaurant. They gave him the address and the police went there. When they got to the address, they found two men or two guys waiting for them and holding these guys were sitting and were holding a tajine, which is a North African stew, a dish that is popular in the North African countries. They were eating that tajine when they found a mysterious or a strange thing in that tajine. Of course, the tajine is made of vegetables and potatoes, tomatoes, and meat. They made it with the fish or meat or chicken and a lot of vegetables, not just potato and tomato, of course. So let's start it with these two guys. These two were traveling to this city where they stopped, and they used to or they work as transporters. They transport goods from a city to another city. Not just the city, but multiple cities. They bring a good or a specific thing from a city and they distribute it to another cities. So that night they were late. They found where to sleep, but they could not find a place where to eat. So while they were traveling and looking for a restaurant or just a coffee to drink or to eat anything, they found a restaurant still opened. They went to that restaurant to eat something, but they told him that they don't have anything else to give. But the owner of that restaurant was a good man, a good-hearted man. So he offered them to give him his dinner and his employees. Of course, there were still two employees staying with him that night. So the man offered him a free meal. Of course, the meal is that tajine that they will have a problem with it later. As I said, the man in charge was a good man. He told them that he will eat at his house along with also the employees will eat at their houses, and you can have our meal, our tajine. It was an act of kindness from the man. But the two found a strange thing in that meal, in that tajine, and called the police. The strange thing they found in that tajine was a male genital. They have found a penis, a cooked one. The police saw that thing and made sure it is what they are claiming to be, and they seized that thing and took it. And they took the owner of the restaurant and the two guys working in there and the two guys that found that thing. So they all went to the precinct where they heard the two guys saying what they have, and all the stories they narrate, and where they came and where were they going and how they found, and until they called the police. So they narrated their stories and everything was checked and they signed, and that's it. Now the police started questioning and or hearing the story of the owner of the restaurant and the two workers. They said that they bring the meat from a well-known person in the city, a well-known butcher that sells the meat for all the restaurants across the road or that city. So they waited until the morning, and they brought this man, the butcher. They are saying that he sell them the meat because it was late. It was 2 or 3 in the morning, and they could not do anything. So they waited until the morning. They told, of course, the two witnesses, they are not criminals or anything, they are just witnesses, to stay at the hotel and do not leave until we finish all the story. And those 3 guys should stay at the precinct, not in custody or anything, but they will stay there until the morning. So in the morning, the police went to this butcher. They went to his house first. They went to his house and found some sheep, some goats in there also. They searched a bit the house. They could not find anything suspicious. Just his kids, they were living in there, not very shady. And he told them that he butchered these cows and sheep and goats in a normal way and in the presence of doctors and everything, in a very sanitized environment and healthy environment. Police went to ask the neighborhood, to ask every village if there is any missing kid, because that male testicle was for a young boy, okay, age between 10 to 12 to 15. They went to some neighbors, but nothing. The whole neighborhood, no one has disappeared. In another village also, so they found no clue. So it was a huge mess. The police got this boy genitals, but there is no kid missing, okay? So they need to find a clue as soon as possible. So they need to know who is the boy and the age of the boy. So they took that piece of mail. They took it to the city's doctor, but he actually sent them to another hospital in another city. And in that hospital, they transfer the thing to another hospital, to the bigger hospital in the capital. So the 2 poor officers, they took the whole way from that city to another city, and now they will take another journey to the capital, which is 8 hours of travel. So they put it in ice and put it in a box or in a briefcase, and they took it, and they went on so they took a coach to travel to another city, to the capital city. When they get to the capital, they told them, we can make these analysis, but there is a micro test center, health clinic in the nearby city. You should or you must take it there in order to get the best results possible. So that's what they did. They did another journey or another quick stop to the other city. So they took it to the city, but in that city they told them, if you want a full review and analysis on this item, you need to go and we will send you the whole story, the whole review. We cannot give it to you right away, so there's no need for you to stay here. It will take time. So they went back to their original city. They, of course, the two witnesses, they told them they can go and leave their numbers. If they needed anything, they will call them. Also, the people, the owner of the restaurant and the two workers, of course, they live there, so they tell them to go and to not leave the city until, of course, the results came. And 4 days after this incident, was a client brought the same tajine to the owner of the restaurant. He tells him that, look what I found in that tajine, look. And the owner of the restaurant said, wait, I will call the police right now. I will call them and see what they will say. The police came and started questioning. They went to the chef, the cook, and told him what happened. He said, I didn't do anything, I just brought the meat from the fridge and cut it and put it in the tajine, and that's it. The police again brought the butcher. The butcher said that he gave them the meat, but he does not know where this meat or this male genital come from. So again they start the whole thing over. But now they called a doctor a vet to see or to say his medical opinion on the matter. The vet was not there at the first, in the first case. So he told them to go with the butcher and see, and let's see how he cut these sheep. And let's cut a piece from the sheep where the genital is, and let's cook it and see what we will get, what the result will be. And they cooked that sheep's genital, and it is the exact same thing of what they found in the first tajine and in the second tajine. And they were amazed by how they looked after they were cooked. It was the same or exactly look like a human genital. They found the fault is that from the butcher should exclude or avoid to put that in there. He should take them out. So now they took this piece of new cooked genital and took it to where they have sent that in the first to the city. And in that city they say, yeah, you're right, that is exactly what it is. It is not a human genital, it is a sheep one. And this one is really this one, it is alike. So this case shows us how important or how stressful and hard are the job of a policeman. Look how the policemen travel from a city to another city to the whole other city in order to pursue this journey or to find the truth. And of course they had no means of travel. Of course they had no car. This case was in the 1980s, so there's a few cars, not a lot. They just hand them this case and told them to do whatever you can. So just show me the results. No tools will be given to you. Just show me the results. And the officer responsible for this case was afraid for this human genital to be lost or someone eat it, because it was in the fridge, and he was when they were in a hotel and put it in the fridge, so he was so anxious about what's gonna happen. He was afraid for that thing more than of his life. He said, if he lost it, where would we bring it from? So this is the end of our story. I hope you like it. It was a bit of a funny story than rather a criminal story. It was still a case and police solve it, so that's a good point for our police department. So let's see you in another video, and Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you like these kind of stories. Peace.